We're at the Negev in the southern part of Israel, which has been in the news in the last few weeks as members of the Bedouin tribes have started to demonstrate against the government of Israel, which is trying to implement plans to settle over 90,000 members of the community who are still considered nomads in permanent settlements. We're trying to get to the bottom of the issue of what the conflict is all about. The Bedouin originated from the Arabian Peninsula and traditionally have claimed to be descendants of the biblical Ismail. The term Bedouin literally means nomad or wanderer in Arabic. Historically, the Bedouins engage in nomadic herding, agriculture and sometimes fishing. They also earned income by transporting goods and people across the desert. There are believed to be over 21 million Bedouins in the Middle East and North Africa, with Sudan currently having the largest Bedouin population with over 10 million. In Israel, there are around 200,000 Bedouins living mostly in the Negev desert as full citizens of the State of Israel. Around 1,500 of them enlist every year to serve in the IDF. Since the early 70s, the Israeli government is trying to help settle the Bedouins in around 13 villages and the city of Rahat, the only Bedouin city in the world. Israel is the only country where Bedouins have lived, which has come up with a permanent settlement plan for the tribes. Today, there are around 90,000 Bedouins living in unofficial settlements, and a new law the Knesset Interior Committee has started dealing with is trying to come up with a fair relocation compensation agreement for them to agree to move to new settlements with modern infrastructure, something the Israeli government has allocated around $3 billion to invest in.
We should stop this plan and destroy more than 35 villages, people. That's what we're talking about. Destroy people, houses, and force them to move.
However, in recent weeks, we have seen demonstration against the government by fractions of the Bedouin population.
What is happening in the last couple of weeks is that the issue turned into a hot issue. We discuss the proposal law of Mr. Begin in the Knesset, in the parliament, and it's in the news. I would like to clarify that the law itself has a connection to only 12,000 Bedouins. It's around, let's say, 7% of the Bedouins. The law is talking about formula of compensation to those who claim lands. This is all about. It doesn't make sense that all the media focus on this issue when we are talking on a huge plan. And I always said, and I will say it again, the Bedouins, citizens just like me, they are loyal to the State of Israel. Some of them serve in the army. So we should treat them as we treat every citizen of Israel, and we must invest money in this because of their situation.
26-year-old Hiba Al-Nabari is the community social worker at the Riyan Employment Center in the city of Rahat. She claims especially women in the Bedouin society need to learn to work with the tradition and not start a modern revolution.
We try to find the strengths and to use. You can take a look here of these things that are traditional things. We use them to integrate the women in the employment world. We have educational councils and we have a community work. I have a lot of groups and forums here in Rahat, a group of entrepreneurs that they want to develop the tourism here in Rahat. We have the women here, they have the traditional products, and we also have the religious form that we use the religious people to talk about the employment in the city.
Uda Zanoun, leader of the Al-Aziz Brahma tribe, says that his people are loyal to the State of Israel, therefore he feels the country should give back to them by caring for the Bedouins' future.
In the past, the Bedouins were nomads. They would wander inside the Negev itself, wander and take care of their sheep, their camels, their herds. That was what they cared about, nothing else. Today, the Bedouins changed. The country changed. Everything is changing. So the Bedouins today are settled. They aren't nomads anymore, and they need a permanent settlement with everything they need, with water and electricity and materials for their livestock. The Bedouins are loyal to their country, and I am one of those. I have served 30 years in the military. I'm a pensioner of the IDF, and my children too can serve, and everyone is serving.
It looks like every issue that needs resolving in the Middle East, it will take a lot of patience and understanding from both sides of the conflict, something that is complex to come by in a country like Israel. For Jane 1, I'm Ron Jacobson in the Negev desert.